where you're from is where getting the mentals. And if not, your credentials are essential.
The journey continues. Moving on from Madden 13 on to Madden 25, I had something to prove. I had just got to my first pro tournament, came back with my head held up high. I knew I could compete, but I just didn't have or know exactly what I needed to play with these pros, to play with the best of the best. So I went back to the lab. I got my lab partners together and we put in the work and we kept grinding, kept moving. That's all you can do is keep moving, keep learning, adapting, trying to figure out what you need to do to take it over top. So from that point on, we would still play in tournaments, money games, finding wherever the competition was, and that's where we would go. At this time, Madden 25, there was no longer no big EA events. All that we had was the underground tournaments, the tournaments that were for $1,000 to $3,000 to $5,000, and at these tournaments they were completely different. You had to put your money where your mouth was, and you had to put the money on yourself and pay for your flight out there to wherever they were having the tournaments, and you'd have to put your own entry fee, and it was all on you. So you already know when you went to these tournaments, it was the best of the best, and you had the best 40 to 60 people that believed fully in their skill, and they were ready to go against whoever. At the time in 2014, esports wasn't as big as it was. So there wasn't many Twitch channels or anything to actually see competitions on. So the first place that we found in the Madden community was the Atlanta Gamer Society, where this guy Armando was throwing these awesome tournaments in Atlanta. He had his own little shop, small little place, but he would get everybody, the best of the best in there. And you had these people shoulder to shoulder playing each other for crazy amounts of money. And that was the goal. You wanted to be there, you wanted to prove yourself on stream, and you wanted to show you could bang with anybody and you were the best. Little did I know that I would get my opportunity and I would be right there.
Dexter Morgan versus MF5. I don't know much about either one of these players. K-Star, do you have any information? I mean, we know that Dexter has taken out Boogs Lion, knocked him out of the first round of the playoffs, and we know that he beat Serious Mo in the round robin. Besides that, we don't know much about him. I don't know anything about MF5. Any intel on these guys, K-Star?
I don't have any. I haven't heard of MF5, but you know what? Cool thing is, I mean, these guys clearly have skill. That's why they've been doing what they've been doing. That's why they're at this point in the tournament, and we're about to find out.
Sometimes end up being some of the best games when you got two guys who are relatively unknown but very skilled, and they're both, just fighting for that number one spot, or fighting for that recognition, fighting for that money. It usually results in an instant classic. So I'm excited to check this out and see what they're bringing to the table.
A lot of these guys, they probably start out like everyone else did as online players, and probably realize how good they were. The more play now games they dominated, the East rooms that they dominated, maybe even the VGs of the world, the gamer saloons, and now they worked their way into the real Lion's Den, and that is a live underground Madden tournament scene here at the ATL Gamer Society. Oh, nice stick work there.
Good stick work by MF5 there.
In the playoffs, it's real, and
play action.
And there is the
good
fade.
Play by MF5.
Great drive. That was pretty easy for him.
Yeah. Shout out to Big Grocery though, man, for sure.
And
did a fantastic.
Look at Dexter.
Dexter answers right back. In classic Dexter fashion, doesn't panic, gets himself in a situation, finds a way to get out of it, goes for the kill.
Immediately responds.
Classic Dexter Morgan fashion, right?
Oh, yeah.
Already got 2 members of G-Code eliminated. No more House Shoe, no more Mark Dog. The relatively unknown MF5 looking to knock out Dexter has marched down the field on him 2 drives in a row right now. Hopefully we get that fixed for you guys in a little bit.
Oh, Frank Gore.
There goes Gore, a little
Jeez.
stiff arm.
And just like that. Dexter had a really good drive. It's really deflating, man. When you put together a really good drive, you make a really, ever since lockdown kind of brought to the scene.
Horse. Oh,
and you know what? There it is.
His horse, and there it goes. A little taste of his own medicine, just like we said. And like I said, this is a pound-for-pound war. They're just going back and forth, points after. This is the playoffs, people. This is the 32-man playoffs. Round robin is over. It's win or go home. These guys, Dexter, MF5, both trying to make a name for themselves. Both want this to be their moment. Only one of them's going to be able to prevail, and it looks like they both want it really bad right now. Powered offenses,
Yeah,
and you can see why both of these guys are in the playoffs. And if I'm correct, neither one of these guys had to buy back in to their round robin. They just went straight into their round robin, took care of business, and made it to the playoffs. Played by Dexter.
And then again, that's why, the Niners and the Seahawks.
Oh! I just really, I feel for M5. Oh, there's a fumble right there, and Dexter gets it. Oh, that's such a tough break for M5. Right when I was saying I feel for M5, he goes ahead and fumbles, and Dexter recovers it.
Oh, man.
And the frustrating thing, what I was going to say, K-Star, is it must be so frustrating for M5 is Dexter's been moving the ball so easily all day. He finally laid a hit stick on Dexter on his last drive, forced him to fumble, but then Dexter recovered it, scored anyway.
Yeah, and there it is.
And then forces a fumble. Then Dexter forces a fumble and is able to recover it. That's got to be extremely frustrating if you're M5.
Absolutely, man. That's just something that you can't really control when that happens. That's just the luck of man. Sometimes be lucky than good.
Viewers watching at home, one thing that I've always stressed about great players is the problems, the house shoes, the young nephews, the big jeans, the great players that I've seen coming up in my days playing Madden are always able to get through those adversities. You get a fumble, you don't recover your fumble, you're dropping interceptions. Great players always seem to find a way to overcome that adversity. Let's see if M5 could dig down deep, overcome that, string of bad luck in the game. Oh,
wow, what a
pick
play
by Dexter. Good lurk, but just not enough. And M5 answers right back. Really wants this glory. He really loves partaking in these events. And I see Buck Sweet being around for years to come when it comes to competitive Madden. And oh my gosh, Dexter had a wide open down the field. Didn't see him, throws into coverage, and M5 overcoming the adversity.
A tight game, ladies and gentlemen, with 3 minutes and 46 seconds left in the fourth quarter. We got Dexter and MF5 going in an offensive juggernaut battle.
So ballsy.
And MF5 has a full minute, which is an eternity in Madden time. Adrenaline rush like no other.
You want to call him a dummy, but you don't want to be rude or anything. But it's like it feels really good to.
I had a situation.
Feels really good to prevail
when
in
I
that
played
situation.
Barron in the last tournament here, where he's wasting clock, running clock. I'm up by like maybe 4 points or something like that, where he had to score, and he forces it to fourth down. I use all my timeouts, and wow. He ends up throwing a pick, and he regretted the decision by, he had an opportunity to get in field goal position, but he used all his timeouts. I come out in a 4-6 cover 3. Your game, it's almost like you're a star.
That's what it's all about, Wes. Great story, but we got to focus in right here because M5 is not only trying to tie this game, he's going for the win, and he's trying to get into the end zone right here. He's only at the 20-yard line.
And it's 13 seconds
and he goes
left.
and he drops it.
And this could be the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my goodness, what no better way for the game to end than the most dramatic play I've seen all day.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
And Michael Crabtree got hurt catching that ball.
And he gets hurt catching the ball. How much more dramatic can it get? What a game by these two fierce competitors. We got to get these two guys up here after this. I mean, this was amazing, man. These two guys, I can't wait to see these guys at future tournaments. I hope that, they're in it for the long haul because this is one of the most entertaining games I've seen at my time here at the ATL Gamer Society. I had a little bit of concern about putting up some relatively unknowns, on the screen for the public to see. No regrets about it now. Both of these guys truly delivered. Great game.
Awesome game. And and it's not over yet. I mean, the way these guys, anything can happen in these last 6 seconds. We'll see. Hopefully he'll drop back in a quarter 3 deep and covered everything that's going long.
Like we said earlier, for those at home that aren't high-level players, in this situation where you're trying to just not give up the touchdown or a big play, quarters 3 deep, man up 3 deep. That is the defense to run. That's what he ran there, and that ends the game.
Dexter played an awesome game, and so did MF5.
Let's see if we can get these guys to come up.